Hello everyone. I am Beth Roy, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I decided to go live today, unscheduled. So I'm just checking my page. I'm going to let my notifications go out for a second. But I have been working and crafting for several days. And normally I take pictures and I post them of my cards. And I have just been crafting away and so excited about this color scheme. I showed you this color scheme on my Facebook Live last Saturday, and I absolutely adore it. So I've been having a ton of fun playing with it and getting out stamps that I haven't used in a while, and even retired stamps. You know, when you're playing and you're making gifts for people, it does not matter if the stamp is currently sold or if it's just something that you've had for years and that you love. So I decided instead of trying to post pictures of all of these, I would just do a live video. And of course, I can't do a live video without something to show you other than my cards. So I'm going to show you how I did this right here, this background that I made for my note card box. So I want to show you a little bit of packaging that Stampin' Up! Sells. And it's okay if you don't have it. I know that you can't order it and get it before Christmas, but I'm going to encourage you to use what you have on hand to create last-minute gifts. This gift can be for a coworker, it can be for your mail person, it could be for your UPS driver or your FedEx driver. They're all working really hard right now to get all of our items that our wants delivered. So I like to give treats, and if I think someone can use cards, that is the best thing that I can give. I love making them, I love sharing them. So these treats are actually for some of my friends. They don't make cards themselves, but they love to support me. And so I make several gifts like this every year. And I package them a couple different ways. So I've showed this often, but if you're new to my page, maybe you haven't seen this before, maybe you're new to crafting, I definitely want you to see some options. So don't feel like you have to go out and buy a ton of things. If you're a crafter and you have ribbon and stamps and ink and paper, especially what we call at Stampin' Up! Designer series paper, like this piling up, get it out, chop it up, use it, and have some fun with it. So I'm going to show you my cards that I've made, and this holds 10 cards, 10 of the note-sized cards, and 10 envelopes. So I like to package these up in sets of 10. If I want to give more, I repurpose my kit boxes, my paper pumpkin boxes. Those are the same size. You can wrap your cards with a ribbon. So here's some retired ribbon that I'm trying to use up, and it matches my color scheme. This was a ribbon from either last Christmas or two Christmases ago, or the holiday catalogs, I should say. It's not really Christmas, it's our holiday catalog. And you can take a set of cards, count out how many you want, tie your ribbon around it, and put it down in a little gift bag. I have some other packaging options that I'm going to show you, but first I want to show you the cards. So I don't know if anyone's available, if they'll pop on, but I hope someone does. If not, you can always let me know that you watched the replay, and I will answer any questions you have. So I have tons of designer series paper that I want to use up. So what I did when I did this color scheme, which is Merlot, let me show you the ink pads. It's a little bit easier to visualize sometimes. So I did Merlot, Blushing Bride, Smoky Slate, Basic Gray, and of course Basic White. So we don't have, we have white craft ink, and I did use that on occasion, like I can use that on my snowman with this color scheme, but the basic white is more the cardstock. So I want to show you really quick all of my cards, and I love this color scheme I think I might be addicted to it. Hello, Deb. I'm just popping on unscheduled. I'm going off the rails here. I'm going to share some cards that I've made for gift sets with my color scheme. So Mary Merlot, Blushing Bride, Smoky Slate, Basic Gray, and Basic White. And I'm showing how I packaged them as well. And then I'm going to show this cute little technique that I used here on the background. So I've already tied this. I know who this is going to. And I like to tie ribbon around. So this has a dimensional here and dimensionals here so that my ribbon can stay tucked under. And I'm going to show you how I did this background here. But first, I want to show you these cute little boxes. So these are called mini paper pumpkin boxes. And like I said, they will hold the note cards. If you've been crafting with me for a while, you know how much I love these note cards. They come in a set of 20. Let me see if I have one pack left. So they come in a set of 20, and they're pre-scored, and they have matching envelopes. So I love those. They make great quick cards for simple stamping, or you can layer it up and use die cuts and really go to town with those. In the US, they are a mailable size. They're the smallest mailable size for a card. So you can mail those without too much grief. Now, if you make them have a lot of dimension, then you might have to have extra postage. But I wanted to show these to you. So I used a similar layout on most of the cards. Hey, Linda. You know, Linda, I didn't schedule this. So I am totally going off the rails today because I just wanted to share all these cards. Remember that color scheme we used on Saturday? Well, here they are. So I have all this retired designer series paper, and I love buying the Color Family designer series papers. So I stamped all my cards are happy birthday or thank you. And there's a couple general, just because I wanted to use a new stamp set. So this stamp set, let me tell you what I used here, in case you would like to get yours out and play. Like I said, you don't have to worry about buying a ton of new things. Get out what you already own and have fun with it. Well, let me see. Okay. Sweet as a peach. And I used my color scheme, and guess what? My peaches turned into, you'll see in a minute, cherries. So I wanted to use up that paper. And if you were here with me live Saturday, you know what I'm talking about because I have huge stacks of it. So this comes in 6 by 6. So I like to think of layouts that give me the most bang, right, for my buck as I'm cutting my paper. These are cut to 2 inches so that I can get 3 out of each sheet. And so I did cherries, and this background stamp is the Gorgeous Leaves. The Happy Birthday is in with the Sweet as a Peach set. And also, oh, this little dottage, don't know if you guys can see it, that's from the Waterfront stamp set. So if you have that stamp set, that is one of my favorites. It is never leaving my craft room. I will use it forever. So I did all kinds of fun ones. This Happy Birthday is from a current set in the annual catalog. So I basically went through all of my stamps, I pulled everything off my shelf, and I had fun. And that's what I encourage you to do too. So this is the Shaded Summer. I love the fonts in this. So I used that. And this stamp set is brand new. I don't know if it's sitting here next to me or not. It is a new set coming in the January to June mini catalog. And I can't even tell you what it's called because it's not sitting next to me. It's in my pile. Let me see if I can grab it really quick. I have stamp sets everywhere in my room. Literally. Oh, what is that? Where is that stamp set? Well, I may have lost it. Maybe. me just grab the catalog. That's terrible. It is really cute. It is just, I'd love to show it to you. I cannot show you the inside of the catalog, but I can tell you what it's called. And then maybe if I find the case, it's laying here somewhere, I promise. I just don't know where, because I have stamp sets everywhere. Maybe. Where are you? Oh, it's called Amazing Silhouettes. So it has a bunch of cute things like this. Or a bunch. It's a smaller set, but it's really cute. Sorry about that. I did the note cards, I don't normally stamp the inside. So when I show you the big cards, I did stamp the inside of those. I love the Sweet as a Peach. So if that's the set you're talking about, Linda, I love it. It was one of my first on my list when that came out. So this Amazing Silhouettes is really pretty. We earned it free if you're a demonstrator and you went to Onstage. So then I used that. Now this is one of my other favorite sets, the Birds and Branches. And this Hey There is from a new set called Artfully Layered. My #1 on the stuff coming out of the new catalog. So you'll see all that. I will be posting that in January. So again, with my color scheme, and then of course Free as a Bird, and I use that same sentiment from the Shaded Summer that I love. Now these are colored with my inks and my water painter. We don't have blends in those colors. So I just use that, and it's okay for me that it's kind of rough looking. I like that. So my note cards, I don't normally stamp the inside. So that's all of those that go in that set that I'm doing as a gift. And then I decorated my box. And I'm using retired ribbons that match. I'm using things that match my color scheme. And I'm not worried that it's retired because I need to get it out of my room anyways. I need to use it up. And I will never remember how I tied that bow so well. But we'll try. I might have to toss it to the side and work on it later. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out here for me. I guess it's okay. Now this ribbon is like a Mary Merlot on one side and it's like a copper on the other, and I literally just flipped my bow inside out a little bit and manipulated it so that only one color showed. And I'll play with it later. But I like to tie a ribbon around it just to hold it closed. So that is one of my gifts. So let me show you some more cards that I made. So, and then I'm going to show you the technique. Hey Tracy, I'm playing with that color scheme again. I'm telling you, I don't know if I can let this one go. I might continue to play with some new products. So I made lots of cards. Like I said, I did happy birthday, and I kind of separated them into stacks. So I would know when I'm separating my cards, I'm giving 5 birthdays and 5 thank yous. So I used up almost all of that retired paper. And I stamped these. I did a little video the other day. It's on my YouTube channel about how I used the Stamparatus to stamp these really quick, and then I trimmed them down. So I stamped all of these at the same time and then trimmed them down for my cards. So these are all my happy birthdays. And remember, instead of peaches, those are cherries. Aren't they gorgeous? So I used up all of that paper. Some of it's current. This is the current Family Pack Designer Series paper and the plaid. So I got out the, what is it, Nature's Harvest, I think this one was called. Again, I don't have blends, so I used that water painters to color that with my ink pads. And instead of doing the same pattern, these are 2 inches, these are 3 by 3 squares. So when you have a 6 by 6 paper, you can get 4 card fronts when you cut your paper that way. and it fills up the note card. But you can also use those on here and, you know, do fun layouts. So I did all those. This, again, here's that new stamp set. And I did some with full, some with just the little 2-inch strip, and then I did my Free as a Bird. So those are one stack. Then here's my thank yous. And I love it. I can give 10 cards as a gift and package them really cute, and my friends can use them. Now, I do want to show you something. When you give your cards away, Stampin' Up! Asks that we copyright them to preserve the integrity of their artwork and their copyrights. I also put some information on the back because I'm the creator of this card. But if you don't run a business, that's fine. You could put created by in your name so everyone knows who made it, but Stampin' Up! Does ask that we copyright them. So I honor that, and I make sure that I copyright it. And it's called the Angel Policy, and there is a stamp in the catalog that has the copyright stamp in it. I have several old ones that have retired, and then I don't have the current one yet, but so I use the same layout, again, using up those papers and all the colors in my color scheme. And then here's another new one. This is in that Amazing Silhouettes. It's a butterfly. And then I used one of my favorite sets, Biggest Wishes, to stamp thanks across my butterfly. And I didn't have enough dot paper, so you'll see I made my own with Smoky Slate paper and my dot mask and blending brush and Smoky Slate ink. So you could even do that with white ink, and it'll look more like the dots that we had in the Designer Series paper. And then, of course, I have my birds again. I love these. Absolutely love these. And then the last one. Now, the Hey There, I had 2 of those. They're general, so I put one in my thank you stamp pile and one in my birthday pile. And then, because I just couldn't stop making cards, I made some full-size cards too. So, again, these were all stamped. I used some fun dies, embellishments, and used up that paper. Now, these, I did decorate the inside. So, the note cards are so small, sometimes I don't stamp on the inside of those, and I leave them blank. It just kind of depends. But I've left them blank for as my gifts. So there's this one, and they're all stamped the same on the inside. And again, I used different bases. Anyone remember that Coastal Weave embossing folder that we had like a couple years ago? I pulled out my favorites and I used them on these cards. And I used up tons of embellishments. There's pearls, different ones. Some are simple, some are fun. This one I had scraps that were different sizes, but I wanted to use polka dots. So I threw them all on there together. And these say, some of them say hey there, like the other birds. These I stamped the inside to match the stamps I used on the front. These are all stamped with the flowers from the peach set. So I just did some fun layouts. I used up scraps. I used up different embellishments that I had. And then here's another one with the dots. So I just really had fun with it. So I encourage you to dig in and just start using up what you have. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to package those. So Stampin' Up! Has, they have these mini paper pumpkin boxes, which come flat like this, and then they fold into this. And then, I gotta be careful. I keep getting that stuck to everything because it's open. I don't know if someone made a comment or not. Something went on my phone, but I don't see anything on my computer screen. Let's try again. And then the other way I like to package, I use these acetate boxes. They come in a pack of 10 and they fold. And I have shown you these before, but in case you're new, you can order these for your next go round. But like I said, if you don't have these, it's okay. Don't let that stop you from giving a gift. You can tie your cards up with a ribbon and put them in a little gift bag with some tissue paper, and your recipient will be just as happy. So these fold together. They hold about 5 or 6 cards with envelopes. Well, I'm having a terrible time folding it on camera. Let me see if I can crease it a little bit more. But I tuck these in. I'm stuck on something here. Probably because I'm trying to hold it up and do this. Okay. That was the problem. Go inside the box. There we go. So I like to put that little lip at the back, and I put an envelope in there. Let me grab one. I'll put an envelope down in there. Now, a lot of times when I'm making a set like this, I will stamp the envelopes. I have not this time, just because I've been crafting away and I want to give these gifts out on Thursday, and when I see my friends at church on Christmas Eve, I want to be able to deliver them. So, depending on how thick you make your cards, you can slide about 5 or 6 of them in there. 10 if you just do single layer cards, so if you simple stamp. Thank you, Linda. So I like to use these, and I actually have a bunch of these I've already made. Not in this color scheme, but they're also for gifts. And I've showed them before, but so you can use that. I also have these Cello bags, and I don't know if this is a demonstrator item or not, but this is just for reference. You could even buy these online somewhere. You could put your cards down in this bag with your envelopes, however many you want. You can give 3, you can give 2, and you could tape it and fold it over and stick it in a cute little gift bag. So if you want your cards protected. So there's lots of ways you could package it. I have packaged those for retreats. I've used the clear cellophane treat bags that you get for your kids' birthday parties to put candies in. I've used those to hold my cards and tie a cute little ribbon at the top, and you can add a little tag. Remember, I made all those tags in this color scheme. So I have all these little tags. Now, I'm not going to use the happy birthday one, but I have all these little tags that I can use with my gifts. So I can create a little one like this that says for you and add on to this little box. And then I can write my name, the name of the recipient on the back, so that I can keep track of what's going where. But if you do one of these, you could also tie this on the front. You could make a belly band and put a little piece of tape and adhere it to the belly band. That's just a piece of cardstock that goes around. So you can do lots of cute things. That one says happy birthday too. And if you wanted, you could throw these in with your cards so that when they give a birthday card, they can use a tag instead. So I might throw those in there as well. So these are my Christmas ones or my holiday ones. And that's what I've done. So let me show you guys real quick while I have you. I want to show you this technique that I used. I saw another demonstrator, one of the artisan demonstrators use it. I don't recall who. I did share it on my Facebook page, I believe. It was on Stampin' Up's Facebook page. And I loved it. And I thought, oh my gosh, I got to do that. So let me clear this stuff out of the way. I'm going to show you guys how I did that. And I'm not going to put a snowman on it. I'm not going to decorate the box all the way. I'm just going to show you the technique so that you're inspired to get your stuff out today and maybe make a couple last minute gifts. I know I'm packaging mine up, and so I thought I would share while I'm doing that. So I'm going to get my Stamparatus out. You know, my favorite tool. You can see where I've already been working with it here. this stamp, I'm using the Knit Together stamp. I love this. This is fun. I waited till the very last minute to buy it, of course. Don't know why, because I should have been using this. This is gorgeous. But I'm just going to lay it on here. And I don't need my foam mat in here because this is red rubber. I'm going to pick this up. Now, I already cut a stitched rectangle, and I'm just going to lay it on here. I don't really care. It doesn't cover the whole stamp. That's fine. I just want to make sure that this is not outside of this stamp. So I can see from where I stamped before where this is going to go. And I know this little magnet right here is kind of a marker for me that I know where the end of my stamp is. Oh, yay, Tracy. I love it. I love it. So you don't need the Stamparatus for this technique, but the way I'm doing it, it is recommended. I can tell you another way to do it, though, and you won't need the Stamparatus, but you just get one go at your stamping. So I'm going to take my Blushing Bride ink, and I'm going to grab one of my brushes here, my blending brushes. You can use, if you have sponge daubers or the old sponges. I'm not doing direct to the stamp, but you could. I'm just rubbing this on kind of random. And you can see where it's glistening. That's where oh, you know what? I want to stamp this way. Let me take this off for just a second. Because I just remembered. Well, that's okay. We'll do it this way. It'll be all right. I wanted to go the other direction, but it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. This one might be more fully covered. We'll see. So I'm just basically sticking that on random, right? I'm not covering the whole thing. And then, and you could take this pad to it and just go around, or if you have one of the little ink spots. I'm not sure if we've ever had Blushing Bride in the paper pumpkins, but you can also buy the uninked spots and make your own Blushing Bride little ink spot if that's easier for you. But instead of doing it this way, I just used my brush and I put a little bit on. Now, here's where the difference comes in. I'm going to stamp this and see where all of my ink went, and then I'm going to add in some Mary Merlot. If you're just going to stamp this once, you could open this and take a sponge dauber and daub on your Mary Merlot wherever you wanted. That's what I did here. So that's why this color is the two mixed. I'm going to stamp it one at a time. So you can do it both ways. There is no wrong way. Just have fun, experiment, and try. Now I'm probably shaking the camera. Sorry about that. I do want to go back and forth and make sure that all that ink I brushed on is going to transfer. You can also do what they call huffing if you've been talking like me and you want to re-wet your paper. Oh yeah, I'm going to need to add a little bit more. That didn't come out dark at all. And lucky for me, it didn't stick. So originally when I did this, I used a bigger piece of paper so that I could realign this. Okay, let's see if I got enough on this time. And these put it on really light, so it may come out really light. And then you just huff on it, add your breath, and it re-wets the ink. Let's try this again. It's okay if it doesn't work out the first time. It's not a big deal. Now, when I did this the first time, I had a bigger piece of paper, and you can use your magnet and then cut it. or you can remember where you stuck your paper. So it's very light. Let me do it this way. Let me show you. There, I added some, and then I'm gonna smear it around. I don't know if I got it exact, but it'll be okay. You know, things never go as you plan when you're doing it on camera. Okay, so you get the idea. I wanted it a little more random, but that's okay. It'll work. Now, I'm going to open my Mary Merlot. Like I said, you can do all these steps in one go, or you can do them one at a time. If you're afraid to not line up or something, then you could apply this before you stamped it the first time. So I just smeared it around on there with my sponge dauber, and I'm gonna stamp it again. And I'm just using the palm of my hand. I really want that to transfer. I think there's a thing you can actually buy, I forget what it's called, that you can use to add pressure, but I just use my hand. So you can see it's not real bright red, but it just adds a little bit. And it took me a couple tries before I got this kind of random. I just played with it a couple times, but I love it because it looks like a sweater. So let me see if I got a scrap piece around here. I'll cut this one real quick and I'll show you. We'll do it again. We'll clean it off and do it again. And I'm going to use a bigger piece this time. So I'll use this piece. So there's one result. Let's see how different we can get it. I'm just going to grab a white and clean it off because I don't want that red ink to get in my blushing bride pad. I'm just using a baby wipe. So, have either of you ever done this technique where you, where you add two different colors to your stamp? I haven't done it for a while, but it's very fun. And you can do it with all kinds of stamps. You can do it with flowers and... Okay. I'm just going to pick that up again. And let's see. Let's try... I used the blending brush on the other one, so let's try the blending brush again. And I will add both colors, on top at one time. Let's see how this works out. No background stamps? Oh, these are my favorite. I love these. I think you can do so much with them. So So I can see that it's shiny and that my ink's going on, but it might just be kind of light. So if you want it darker, you may want to use a different sponge or something that picks up more ink, because this is going to pick up just a little bit and not go on as dark. Now I'm going to go right to my Mary Merlot and add in where I want my Mary Merlot. And I'm using a sponge dauber. These come in sets of 5. I have some for my colors that I like to sponge the most. And I'm just randomly in a zigzag putting that color on. I don't want it to cover up all of my pink. And then I'm going to do what they call huffing. Not the bad kind of huffing, the good kind, the stamping crafter kind, where I'm just bringing this to me and I'm breathing on it. See how it's wet? And I'm going to re-wet that ink. Basically, your breath re-wets that ink. Then I'm going to close it and let's see how it turned out. Yeah, I just wanted a random pattern. Like, I saw another demonstrator do it. Like I said, I cannot remember the person's name. It was one of the artisan designers. And they did where they just sponged it on randomly so it didn't cover the hole and it let some white show through on the top and bottom, and I really liked that. So I thought, well, I'm familiar with this technique, and I've actually done that where I only ink part of the background stamp. I've done that before, but I've never added another ink on top. Now, I have done it on flowers and other things, but never, or at least I don't recall. Of course, I've been doing this a long time, so maybe I have, I just don't remember, but I do like this technique. And again, I'm just pressing. I want that to really transfer. Now, let's see how well we did. There we go. So you can see where I have a little bit of a haze around here where I didn't clean my stamp very well. That's okay. I'm actually good with that, because then when I die cut this, I'm going to die cut it this direction so that it's going the landscape instead of portrait. I like that. I love it. Actually, more than like, love. So I'm making the outside of my packaging look more like the holidays, but the inside, the cards inside, are really for 2 occasions: thank you and birthday. Now, you could do all occasions. When I sell card sets, I have lots of people that buy card sets from me, and they want thinking of you. A lot of people hate to go buy sympathy cards, so a thinking of you can be a sympathy card as well. So grab out your stamps, your favorite things, and share those with your friends. I hope you guys have had a little bit of fun with me today. Impromptu, of course. I'm going to finish up my packaging, and I will take some pictures, but I just felt like I wanted to show you all my cards, because I just felt like I could not take enough pictures to really show you all the little bits and pieces. So pick a couple layouts that you love, cut your designer series paper, grab your supplies that you want, the color schemes, things that match. I also used my Stampin' Write markers. I colored my snowman with my Stampin' Write markers, and then I added Wink of Stella to, to sparkle it up. And I hope you have fun. So I may join you tomorrow. I want to show you a framed piece that I'm going to be working on last minute, of course. And I want to give you some inspiration for more gifts. Maybe not gifts that you're giving this year, but gifts you can give for birthdays or any occasion that you feel like you want to create something for someone to brighten their day or whatever that occasion is. So I think I'm going to go live tomorrow. I know it's crunch time, it's Christmas, but I'm thinking tomorrow evening. So if you see that scheduled in my classes, that's what it's going to be if I can get everything cut. I'm basically just still crafting. My husband thinks I've come in here to live because that's where I've been for 2 days. But I can't help it. I loved this color scheme and I could not stop stamping. So if you missed my tip video, if you're in my Stamp and Create with Beth group, I posted a link to the YouTube video in there, or you can find Stamp and Create with Beth is my YouTube channel. I have a couple of people have told me they've had trouble finding it, so if you have trouble, let me know. I'll send you the link. But you have to put in, because I'm so new, I have to put in Stamp and Create with Beth fully before my page comes up. So if you need any help, let me know. I'm happy to share it with you. Thank you, ladies, for joining me today. If anyone comes on and watches the replay, please let me know. And if you have any questions about this technique, let me know. I'm happy to help you with it in any way. So that's what I have for today. Hope you guys loved it. There's all my fun cards. I think now that I forgot about those 2 tags, I'm going to add those into somebody's box. And you can make regular sized cards too with the exact same. Some of them I die cut, but I started out with the same size for all of them. So all of my basic white pieces were 4, I think it was 4.5 or 4 1/4, because you can cut your basic white lengthwise. So it's 8.5 by 11. Cut it at 4 1/4 on the 8.5 side, and then you can get 8 pieces. So they're 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then I cut them down on some cards, and some I left them exactly that size, and they fit on. You can make them work for regular sized cards, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, or the note card size, which is 3 1/2 by 5. So have a great day. Merry Christmas. I hope you all are having fun making gifts. Please share with me if you've made anything. I'd love to see what you're working on. We're all creative people, and I believe that you guys make beautiful cards as well. So I love those when you share them with me, or even your projects, table settings, whatever creative things you're working on, I'd love to see it. So have a wonderful Christmas, Happy New Year, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. See you soon.